The beard's coming in, it's getting a little bit longer, getting a little bit shaggy, getting a little bit awkward. You know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm Bandholz with Beardbrand Alliance, and we're talking about my awkward beard and hopefully giving you some tips to help you with your awkward beard. All right, if you're a longtime subscriber, you know, good to see you again. You guys know I've created like 300 bazillion videos in the past, and chances are I've created a video with a similar topic. But there's so many new quarantine beards out there that I figured I would once again share this illustrious knowledge to spread it on our new beard growers. So if you have any new beard growers out there, send them this way and I will help them through the awkward stage of growing their beard. Mistake number one, rule number one. You know, it's really like if you're a first-time grower, the awkward stage is real, but I think there's a lot of things that maybe are up in your head. And rule number one is kind of your unrealistic expectations for what do you expect a beard to be. I see a lot of guys who are growing for the first time past a couple of weeks, or maybe it's a month, and they're like, oh man, the beard's everywhere, it's wild, it's crazy. I'm like, dude, that's what a beard looks like. That's what a beard looks like if it's a month long. You've just never noticed it before because you've never grown it out, and you just kind of see whatever is pictured in your mind. But if you go out and you scroll on Instagram, #beard or whatever, and you start looking at guys with a beard length that's the same length as yours, you're gonna see there's always gonna be like a couple of flyaways here, a couple of beard hairs doing this. Beard hairs are like kinky and curly, man. And you know those kinky and curly people, they have a good time. Your beard hairs are having a good time. They're not always going to fall in line, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. Expect to have some kind of messiness. That's kind of what a beard's about, guys. Now, the second mistake you guys are making with your awkward beard is you're just letting it go. You're letting it go all out. And, you know, that's a good rule. Like if you're going for a year, which is a year long of beard growth, just growing it straight for a year is a great strategy. It's going to help you get the longest length the quickest. But the reality is, for the course of a year, not a lot of people can really kind of pull off that kind of unkempt look, and you need to be a little more presentable. So it's always going to be important to keep your cheek lines looking good, keep your neckline looking good. And generally, you'll want to make sure you're taking care of your neckline up until the part where the beard actually starts covering it. Then once it starts getting covered, you don't really have to worry about your neckline maintenance anymore. Maybe with the exception of a couple of, you know, edge scraggly hairs that will pop up from here from time to time. Now, what I've had to do during this stage is kind of my under chin grows, this part of my beard grows a lot quicker than the chin part. For whatever reason, maybe because my chin's angled down. I bet you a bunch of you guys have like a neck that's kind of angled down. It's probably like what human faces do. Anyways, so what I've had to do is I take my beard skit and I just go kind of like, it's not really even at an angle, but it's just kind of like straight, maybe slightly up a little bit. So I'm taking it back and up, and I'm not taking off any of the length up front, but I am taking away some of the length around the back of my jawline right here. And what that is going to do is help during the growing process have my beard kind of a normal looking shape as it's growing out. Some of you guys are in towns where barbershops are opening up. If you don't feel comfortable with it, you can go to your barber, kind of tell them the goals, keep the front length same, but tidy up this back part, and then of course do the neckline and cheek line and fade up the sides. That's going to be like your go-to request for barbers all across the board. It's going to be a classic home run beard style hit that you can nail any single time. Now you'll see with my beard, this is actually kind of what I'm going for, but it does some weird things right at the length it is like pretty much today. Like I'm going to be growing out of this in only a matter of a few days, but I wanted to show it to you. So you'll see like my beard kind of, it comes in and around like this. So it goes and it does this little loop thing. And it really takes like a lot of volume. And in my opinion, it's not a really attractive style. So I'm really like, my goal with this beard is to get to the point where the beard is wavy, but it's not collapsing in on itself. So I have probably another month's worth of growth until I get it to the point I want. So what I need to do is, and where a lot of guys are making mistakes during the awkward beard phase, is you have to change up your strategy. My beard styling techniques that work for me in the first couple of months aren't going to be the same techniques that work now. So what I'm doing in the morning is, rather than just taking my comb and brushing it down, brushing it back, I'm starting to want to train the hairs to come down. So rather than back and towards the face, I kind of want them to go down. And how I do that is really simple. Apply my beard oil and then just kind of like mess the beard up. I just go like this, kind of tousle it. And what this is going to do is, in the drying phase, it's going to cause the beard hairs to shrink. As they shrink, it gives more density for the top hairs to lay on, and that creates like this little bit of mass that prevents the beard from collapsing in on itself. So it's a really simple, easy technique. I haven't even busted out the hair dryer yet or anything like that. I'm just kind of fluffing it up. And then on the top layers, I'm taking it down. So the top layers, I'll use a boar's hair brush to get the top layers down and go on my day. So super easy, minimizing the effects of the awkward beard. I still feel like I'm in this awkward beard stage, and there's always going to be like aspects of the beard that I'm not crazy about, not wild about, but again, I recognize this is just a period of the beard growth to get me to my goal. So I just kind of have to bear with it for a few days or a couple weeks. I'm a big fan of the travel brush. I think this is like a perfect size for your face. You know, it just, when your beard gets like really, really mega big, okay, go with the bigger brush. But man, I just love this size. I just think it's the perfect size. So the other thing that is super cool about this is this brush is a great tool to get me my beard waves, which is what I'm going for. Beard. Now, when my beard gets a little bit longer than this, what I'm going to do is, again, continue to evolve my styling techniques. I'm going to start to integrate a round brush and a hair dryer using the round brush technique. And I've done a video on that. Link is somewhere on here. So yeah, you just do the round brush technique, and I want to like minimize the waves, and then I want to start taking that upper layer, that outer layer, and bringing it back down, while hopefully keeping a little bit of the waves, but not completely eliminating them. Now, Greg Berzinsky has talked a lot about this in his other videos, and it's really kind of like these flyaways. Like every once in a while, you're going to get beard hairs that just kind of go wild. And a flyaway today is going to be a beard hair in its place in the future. So I do agree with him that the advice should generally be, you don't want to trim these flyaways. Now, the kind of a counterpoint to that, Greg, is sometimes you need to kind of go against the grain with your beard hairs every once in a while and see if there's hairs that are really growing at an astronomically fast pace. And when they do grow super fast, then it's almost like, it's uneven hair growth, right? And you want to take care of those. So there's a difference between two hairs that are essentially the same length, and one of them's just kind of doing its own thing for the day, and another where one hair is way out here and then the other hair is kind of here. So you want to make sure that you are keeping a beard kind of like generally in a good length shape as it grows out, taking care of, I'm not going to call them flyaways, but taking care of the fast growers and bringing those back into place. Now, the biggest thing with the awkward stage is understanding that the awkward stage is a stage. It's a phase. It's going to end. You know, it's like if you're Buddhist, you're like kind of about being the present, being in the moment, and knowing that this will pass. You know, say that for all good things and bad things. Like if you're really in a great moment, say, man, this is going to pass one day. Like spending my time with my family, my kids, my newborn, this time will pass. So it's important for me to enjoy that time and spend time with them in a purposeful way rather than just going off and doing something else. This is all going to pass, my friend. This is not going to be permanent. Nothing is permanent. Things will pass, things will move on. And your awkward stage, your beard stage, is not permanent. It's going to end. So give it time. And one of my favorite phrases are, when in doubt, grow it out. So if you're unsure of what to do, you're unsure what the next stage is, what the beard's going to look like in the future, Just give it time. You know, time can really help give your beard a different look, give it different styling tools, and really set you up for success in the future. So there you go, man. You got the tools. You're going to do it. You're going to get by the awkward stage. You're going to be like, oh yeah, my beard looked bad for a period of time, but now it's looking A-okay. All right, I'm Eric Bandholz. This has been another Beardbrand Alliance video. Thanks for watching. Cheers. And keep on growing.